Hello everyone and welcome to Raquel Teaches. My name is Raquel and today's lesson I'm going to be teaching you how to insert an image onto a web page using HTML. So this lesson is once again going to be based on the lesson provided by W3 Schools that you can see here on the screen. Gives a brief overview of why images are helpful to have on a web page and how to insert them. So I'm very briefly going to go over how to do that. Alrighty. So what we're going to do here is we are going to switch over to the code editor. Alrighty. So in the code editor, we're just going to create a new file. And once again, we're going to select the language to be HTML. And I probably scrolled right past it. Yes, I did. And we're going to just do the basic HTML tags to get the image on there. And later on, we'll get into more details about all the stuff that's needed for that. But right now, let's start with some basic HTML tags that the code editor will fill in automatically. And you know how I like to do it. I like to always put my opening and closing tags first. So when it comes to images, just like any other type of content in HTML, it uses a specific tag. And so the tag for images is the Img tag. And it has some additional information attached to it that we can modify called attributes that we can give additional information about the image that we're going to be inserting. So first what we're going to do is just create the image tag to insert the image, and then we're going to add an additional attribute to it so we can see how that works. So the number one thing you want to do before you try to insert an image is make sure that you've downloaded one. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and went to pixabay.com, which is a free image website, and I've downloaded an image of one of my favorite things, which is coffee. And so I've saved that to my computer, and I'm going to insert that image on an HTML page. So this is how we do it. We're going to type the Img tag just like this. And so the first attribute, well, the actually required attribute of the Img tag is called src, which most people pronounce as source. And that src contains information on where that image is located on your computer, or where it's located, period. So in this instance, it's located on my computer, and we're going to designate where that is to make sure that it is searching for displaying the correct image. So the way you add the source information is you write src =, and then the location of the image goes inside a pair of quotation marks. So in this case, I need to designate where my image is, right? And so I haven't saved this yet, right? So I need to locate where that is. So you'll see that with Visual Studio Code, one of the things it tries to do is it tries to give you some pre-filled information in case you have any ideas of where it might be located. So I just happen to click on Documents and Settings, but I know it's not in there. So my image file is located in a folder that I've already created. And so the easiest way for me to locate that file, that image file name, quickly to insert in this HTML code is to first save this HTML document in that location, and then since it'll be local, it'll be easier to locate the image, insert its location information, and display that image on a page. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and save this HTML file, and I am putting it in a folder. I forgot what I was doing, sorry. Right here. So this is the folder where I have the images saved. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this as index.html in this Raquel Teaches folder. So I'm just going to call this index, leaving it as the file type of HTML, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. So now this HTML file that I'm working on is saved. So now it's going to be easier for me to go ahead and indicate with Visual Studio Code where this image file is located. So I've already typed the Img tag, I've already typed the source attribute, so now I just need to insert the information in between the quotes. So if I start to type the folder name of where the image is located, because again, it's local to where I saved this file, I can type images, and you start to see that the word images shows up with a folder icon next to it and a slash. So if I click on that, then it starts to show me any and all image files that are in that folder that I can use in this image tag. And of course, this is the one that I want to display. Like I said, this is an image that I saved earlier. So I'm going to click on that. I already have the closing quotation marks, and now I can put the closing angle bracket. Now remember I said before that 99% of HTML elements have an opening and closing tag. Img is one of those tags that does not. So we do not need a closing tag in this instance. Now I'm going to go ahead and save these changes. And we're going to display this page to see what that looks like. So let's go ahead back to the browser, right? And if we go to the browser and we open up this file that was just saved, we can go to open index, open the file name index, and voila, it is displaying the image that I just inserted. Okay, now it's a very simple thing to do. And so I mentioned earlier that the image tag has what's called attributes, right? And if we look on the W3 Schools lesson, you'll see that that attribute, one of the attributes that you can add is called the alt attribute, right? And so what that is, it allows a web developer to add additional information to that image tag so that when people are browsing that web page using any kind of assistive device, meaning a screen reader or something like that, they can get additional information about something that they can't see, right? So this is a lot of times super useful for people that are visually impaired. You should always keep these things in mind because after all, the web is designed for everybody, not just for people that can see. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is, because we are web developers that we want to be sure that everyone can enjoy and access the information we're providing online, we're going to add an alt attribute to this image that we just inserted on the page, right? And the alt attribute should be useful information about the image. So when we switch back to our code editor, we can just go in there and add the alt attribute as needed, right? So I'm going to go click into the angle bracket, add a space, and type the word alt with an equal sign and quotation marks again. And so I'm just going to put in here cup of coffee. All right, and it can be as simple as that, right? And so this is not something that's visible, right? So when we switch back to the browser, even when we go ahead and refresh the page, we won't see any change, any visible change to that image. But now when someone is using any kind of assistive device, they'll be able to get information about this image even though they won't be able to see it, which again is very helpful and mindful for the community at large so that everyone can have access to the information. All right, so that's it. That's how simple it is to add an image to a web page using HTML. You just use that image tag, you add the source information, and you can add an alt information to the alt attribute to help people who are usually accessing the websites that may have some kind of impairment. All right, very simple, easy to do. So I recommend you go ahead and practice this on your own. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And then I will see you next time on the next episode. Have a good day and thanks for checking in. God bless. Bye-bye.